Hey guys, Kelly Coulter here. I'm coming to you to talk to you about smarter ways to spend your 2018 use it or lose it budget. So that's that magical end of the year budget that we all try to get rid of in order to make sure that we've spent our whole budget and the powers that be don't think that we need less money next year. So first, let me say I am looking a little rough today. I apologize. Well, that was neat. The light just turned on right when I did that. Um, I have a bad cold, so you're going to hear a little nasally, whatever. And also, I'm coming to you from Columbia, South Carolina. So today is September the 13th, which means we are about to get pounded by Hurricane Florence. And I'm trying to get this recording out to you before Florence hits. So that's why I'm coming to you kind of au naturel. I hope you can stand it. All right, so I got my trusty iPad here. I'm going to be referring to the blog post that I've written, although you guys know I go off book a whole lot in these recordings. So let's get started. Right now, we are about to be in that magical time of year where we're all looking for ways to spend that last part of the marketing budget before the year ends and the number closes down. The fear being that if we don't spend all of it, that we will be told we need less money next year, or that we don't need an increase in the budget for next year. So we're all starting to look for ways to spend all of that allocated money. And in a lot of cases, not everything has been allocated to a specific project. So looking at my notes here, online ad spend usually goes up by about 25% between October and December. Now we know that some of that is holiday stuff, and especially for e-commerce, but some of it isn't. Some of it is people trying to offload that use it or lose it budget. All right, enough said about that. The one thing I do want to say is that when we don't spend that money correctly, when we spend it hastily, we can miss moving the needle. We can miss moving the needle on departmental goals. And sometimes money spent hastily can actually hurt the departmental goals. And that's the last thing we want. Most of us watching me talk about these boring marketing things, we are middle managers or directors or VPs of marketing, but we're all looking for ways to move the needle and look smarter and like big, huge heroes. None of us want that needle to sit still. So if we can find ways to make these incremental or exponential increases with some little things that we can do at the end of the year, then that would be amazing. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is using the content that was created in 2018 or the content that we can create from now until the end of 2018 in order to front load traffic for 2019. And so what I'm talking about is kind of the traffic generation trifecta and how to front load that for next year. Traffic generation trifecta is social and email, Google search, and website content. So if we can plan website content that is ready for search optimization, and then we can drive traffic to it through email and social because it's great content, then we're going to get more search engine rank, which means more traffic throughout the months and throughout the years. And that's what we're always looking for, always looking for more traffic to the website. And so how do we do that? If we can use the end of 2019 or 2018 to plan and even generate traffic that meets the needs of the searches that are going on by our audience, then we can just front load traffic for 2019. So using the next couple of months to really plan out content, really looking at Google Search Console and other tools to figure out what people are really searching, and then planning blog posts and content that can completely meet those needs. I have a little trick. I like to just name my blog posts exactly what I know people are searching. So I have a blog post out there that is called "What Does It Cost to Create a Website?" I've got a blog post out there called what's another good example? You get the picture. All right, we're moving on. Traffic generation trifecta, use it to front load traffic for 2019. Number 2, sprint projects. So I really like a small project. When you think about, there are 2 types of projects: big projects like a website redesign, and a small project like creation of a tool or search engine optimizing a certain section of the site. Something that's small. It's not as sexy, but it also doesn't come with as much risk. So if you can spend a couple $1,000 really optimizing one part of the site, let's say for a certain niche in the audience, or a certain action that you want people to do, and then you can show that that actually happened, that is a rock star move right there. And that's going to get you a lot further than creating a new website and having a lot of goals around that website. You're going to be able to move the needle on this one little thing a lot faster. So some little projects that you can think about: optimizing key pages. So if you look through your website and you see either that pages are being visited most, or that there are pages that are most important to your leadership, going in, making them a little bit friendlier, making them more action-oriented, making sure that the calls to action are not being missed by the audience. These are really effective things. And so I'm not talking about necessarily you going in and doing those. We're talking about spending the rest of the budget for 2018. So go out, use a freelancer that you've used in the past. Find a little agency that can take on this work really quickly. A lot of us are using big agencies, and we have them planned out for the next 6 to 12 months. So maybe bring on somebody else. Maybe ask your agency, do you have a freelancer that you would recommend that we could use for some little projects that we want to do? We want to get them started in the next couple of weeks and get them done. Okay, so another small project that you could look at doing: creating some kind of useful interactive tool for your website. So if you are a mortgage company, maybe creating a certain kind of calculator that other people are not doing, or a better calculator that could bring people to the site. That would be a great use of that budget, and it's not an expensive project. It's a smaller project. Building landing pages for specific niches. So if you know that you have 3 very specific audiences for the website, we build pages based on how these people should be or are finding the website. And then we just stick them in there in the back end. So a landing page is something that has all the information on it and calls the viewer to a certain action. That's the key to a landing page, is that it's calling the viewer to action, and they don't have to go anywhere else to make that decision. They've got everything that they need right there. So let's say you've got an audience that is, looking for a certain service from a governmental agency. So it's young women who are looking for WIC services. So you've got a webpage that's all about WIC services, and then you need a landing page that's specific to maybe a certain age group, and you give them all that information. That information may be listed somewhere else on the website, but this is like one small compact place where they could get everything they need, and then there's a button, apply, and they can get there from that landing page. This page is not going to go into the primary navigation. It's just going to sit there, and it's going to be found in search. Or maybe it will go into the primary navigation. I'm going to leave that up to you. Okay, but landing pages, if you created a little project around maybe making 5 landing pages and then went off and hired somebody to do that, that could be really highly effective. Those could become some of the most highly visited pages on the site. All right, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Search engine optimization audit. So this is something that we actually specialize in at Culture Internet Marketing. And what it means to us is that we go into the back end of the website. We make sure that everything is ready for Google to catch. If it's not, we fix it. We go into Google Analytics and Google Search Console, and we make sure that the website is being actually searched and indexed by Google, and that you're being found for the right terms. And so if that's not happening, we get a list together. What are those terms? What are the most popular out of those terms? What are the variation on those terms? And then we optimize. So it's a quick project that can be done to look at the back end of the website and the off-site factors. There are about 30 of them. It's more than just Google Analytics and Search Console. And we make sure that that website is ready to be caught by search and ready to start raising up in rank. Okay, so part of this blog post, I also started talking about planning and strategic insights. So you could use these last 3 months to get an expert in to look at analytics, Search Console, other tools that you may have. You may have videos where you're able to see what people are doing on the site, that sort of thing. So let somebody come in and analyze all of that and give you some insights so that you can get a really good plan in place for 2019. In some places, that may not be an appropriate use of the 2018 budget. In some places, that's going to be fine. So you're just going to need to check with your higher ups, but it would be really effective to front load 2019 by planning at the end of 2018 and using the numbers that you're seeing from the beginning of 2018 till now to inform all of those plans. And the last but not least suggestion that I made is a really fun one, and it's show your gratitude. And again, so this may be one that is that's limited by your rules or the accounting department. If it's not, think about either planning a retreat or doing something really special for your team. So building culture and showing gratitude. It's going to feel good for you. It's going to feel good for them. If there are gifts that you can buy or bonuses that you can give or special things that you can do for your team, you want to do those. Showing gratitude is so important. There are so many studies that say that people don't leave jobs, they leave bosses. So if you're in a position that you are a boss and you can make someone feel respected and loved and appreciated, it's going to really do so much better for your everyday life and for your team and for your effectiveness as a leader. All right, so those are my suggestions. I would love your comments or questions, so send them right along. I'd love to hear them. I want to say one other thing, and that is if you do have use it or lose it budget and you're looking for ways to spend it, get with your agency or your freelancer, whoever you're using right away, because what we find as marketing teams, like I'm an outsourced. We are an outsourced marketing team for companies, and we will have a lot of requests coming in between now and December. And so we will jump on the ones that we can, and then the other ones will get backlogged and backlogged and backlogged. And if we can't start till January, you may not be able to use that in your 2018 budget reporting. All right, so good to talk to you. Thanks for your time. Don't forget to subscribe if you are enjoying these recordings, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.